We use steps. We use shapes.
A record number of kids in England are out of class, self-isolating. Over 600,000. At this East London school, 100 pupils are missing. At home, away from lessons, their education on hold because of the bubble system. A nightmare scenario for them, their teachers and parents. That rule is now being axed.
That is why we'll be ending bubbles and transferring contact tracing to the NHS test and trace system for early years settings, schools and colleges.
But Labour says they're not confident of the changes announced, especially with infections rising.
It's not just bubbles that have driven pupils from the classroom, it's the Conservatives' negligence in letting the Delta variant take hold at the same time as they fail to support schools with the necessary precautions.
These are some of the new rules for England confirmed in the Commons today. From the 16th of August, under 18s and fully vaccinated adults won't need to isolate if they come in close contact with a COVID case. A positive test still means quarantine, whatever your age and whether or not you've been vaccinated. For schools, it's expected that from the 19th of July, there'll be an end to the bubble system. No more staggered starts and finishes, an end to social distancing, and face masks will no longer be advised for use in classrooms or communal areas. A lot of the changes announced will affect kids, so how do they feel?
Yeah, I don't think it's really too good because, as we know, cases are still here and there's also still people dying, which is not good, really good, and yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I agree with his point, but I'm quite happy that life is going to start coming back to normal. We can see family, you know, and everything like that.
Yeah, and how do you feel about it?
I'm quite excited because I haven't been out as usual, like before Corona. I haven't really been going out as much because I had to stay at home. But now I can have my life back.
Pupils here will be able to continue to wear masks if they wish. For the head teacher whose own kids are currently isolating, he believes removing the rules is crucial.
This is something that we welcome, and this is something that we have been looking forward to for a long time, because ultimately we do not want disruption in the school, because we want the kids in school learning and focused.
For most kids here, even the head teacher, a loosening of the rules is welcome. And the government are desperate to avoid hundreds of thousands of kids having to isolate and be off school. But for some unions and parents, they say once you get rid of all the rules and restrictions, what's going to replace them? And teaching unions are warning against removing rules while cases are rising.
What the government is doing is getting rid of children sent home, not by controlling cases, but just by saying don't send them home. And that they are hoping that herd immunity will work. What if it doesn't? What controls do we then have to try and control cases in schools without sending children home? They need to be investing in those. Ventilation, mass testing, which other countries are doing. We need to be investing in those.
The Health Secretary has also warned COVID cases could reach 100,000 a day as restrictions are eased. Despite the rise, the government is banking on vaccines keeping people out of hospital. A balance they say is the best way forward, so that come September, kids can hopefully have a normal year of school.